Ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-bum, ba-ba-ba-da-ba-bum, ba-da-ba-da-ba-dum, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-da-bum, ba-ba-ba-da-ba-bum, da-da-ba-bum, and it's all right now. I learned my lesson well. You see, you can't please everyone, so you got to please yourself. Hello everyone and welcome. I am a minute or two late. Let me see if I can do something. I don't know if I lost you or not, but I am back. Oofda. Oh my God. So many things happening the past couple of days, and I have been tired and obviously didn't take a shower before the video, but I'm camping clean. That's our new category. So, all right. So obviously I am still getting myself set up, but welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman, and we are going to do Sacred Pipe Ceremony, which I am going to explain in just a moment, because I still have to set things up. Oh crap, where did my... Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-bum. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do, before I do anything else, is I am going to set us in sacred space. I'm going to drum and call in the elementals, the spirits of this time and place, the spirits of the upper world, the lower world, not the underworld, the lower world, and the compassionate spirits of the middle world, to hold this beautiful energetic container around us of light and love, of high vibration, so that what that means is once we are in that sacred space, we can drop our shields, we can drop our armor, we can open our hearts to receive the blessings coming through, because we're being watched over. We've got this bubble of safety, sacred and safe space. Because when you're all protected and hunched over and all of that, there's no space for spirit to come in. We have to open our hearts to really receive that spirit. So that is the absolute purpose of these videos. I started doing these back at the beginning of the pandemic because of such unprecedented happenings. And I wanted to hold space for my community and give people at least an hour a week where they could come and join me in safe and sacred space, where they could take the world off their shoulders and connect to spirit and feel at least a little bit of alignment, a little bit of relief, a little bit of space to breathe. And hopefully then be able to take a little bit of that relief and that connection back into the world with them. And that's basically where we are right now, again, in a world that it's like bizarro world where up is down and nothing seems real, and we need spaces to validate each other, to see each other, to honor each other, and to love each other, which is what I always say at the end of my videos, right? But I mean that, and it's like, this is a space for you to come. No conditions, no limits. No matter who you are welcome here. Whatever reasons you're here for are fine. And one of the advantages of doing this online is that Like when I set sacred space in a minute, like I was going to do a couple minutes ago, I set that space, and that puts that space around. It's not just me here where I am in my living room, but that set that sacred space around you as well, so that we are in essence in the same space together. And where was I going with that? And because we're not in the same physical space, means that during this ceremony, you can just sit quietly and watch and listen and connect, meditate, or if there's something else that connects you to spirit, whether it's singing or chanting or yoga or Tai Chi or whatever it is that helps you to connect to spirit, you are more than welcome to do that during this ceremony. Okay? That's the purpose of this ceremony, is to give you at least an hour window during the week that you can shut off the world and connect to spirit. So anything goes. I'm just so glad you're here. I appreciate your energy. Even if you're watching this on repeat, your energy, there is no time, right? And so even if you're watching this 10 years from now, your energy in your present is a vital component of what happens here in my present moment as I am doing this live. So never underestimate your influence or your connection or your power. So let me set our sacred space, and then I'm going to set up my altar. I'm way behind tonight. Anyway, so here we go. Wait. I'm going to switch drums. Ouch. Okay. This is Wally, my moose drum. I didn't name him. He's the one that chose that name. And he's like my main drum that I take with me because his amazing talent is he never loses his voice. I've had him in the rain, and he's been soaked in the rain, and he still has a voice. But this is Cougar Moon, my elk drum. Oh, okay, maybe we won't do that. You're sounding kind of cold yourself. I don't get to play Cougar Moon anymore, but she was the first one I ever made. She's elk, and she doesn't get played as much as she used to, so I'd like to play her when I can. But wait, there's more. Okay, I think this is the one. Yeah, that's better. This is Galat. This is my horse skin drum, who also doesn't get played very much because he is susceptible to the cold and the humidity, etc. So he doesn't go out much, especially at least in the winter time. So he doesn't get played a lot either. But anyway, so yeah. Spirits of the earth. Spirits of the air, spirits of the fire, spirits of the water, spirits of the upper world, spirits of the lower world, I was just telling someone yesterday about, I have a Wolverine hide that I bought from the shaman, this other shaman I know, who buys hides and like taxidermy things from thrift stores and estate sales and stuff, and then does ceremony with them to clear any tendrils of the animal spirit that might be lingering, and then repurposes them. And so I have I've got a Wolverine hide from her, so I know it was a good source. I know it's clean, and I didn't know why I needed a Wolverine hide until Galat came into my life, because he needs a drum bag, and the Wolverine hide is it's like it was made perfectly. The size wraps around him perfectly. So one of those things, like follow the breadcrumbs. You never know where they're going to lead, right? Okay, so now I need to get my act in gear and set up my altar here. If you're new, I will explain a little bit more about the sacred pipe, so you're not like, what the hell are you doing? What's this for? What? If you've ever watched old westerns or like Dances with Wolves, that kind of thing, and you've seen them smoking the peace pipe, that's what we're doing tonight. We are smoking the peace pipe. It's not technically the peace pipe. Peace pipe is actually more of a Hollywood thing, but it's like a white interpretation, but it's not that far off the mark, because they called it that, the white folk called it that, because every time they signed a treaty or something, the Native Americans, would insist on smoking the pipe, which means doing it in ceremony and making it a sacred thing. And because air is our most intimate element, right? Our breath. And we found that out during the pandemic, right? Like, we're so connected by air. We breathe each other's air, right? And so when we're smoking the pipe and we're blowing out these smoke prayers, they're going into the air, other people are breathing these prayers and then sending them back out. It's like we really are all connected. Air is the thing that connects us all together. And air is the first element that greets us when we are born. We take our first breath. And then air is the last element that we say goodbye to when we take our last breath. And so air really is a connector, and that's where some of the magic and the power of the sacred pipe comes, because we are breathing each other's prayers, right? And let's see. And the sacred pipe is the most sacred medicine object of the Lakota people. I know mostly about the Lakota traditions, because that's what I was taught. And let's see, do I have everything? No. Oh. Oh, there you are. And I'm not gonna tell the entire story right now, but the original sacred pipe was brought to the Lakota people at Bear Lodge, what we call Devil's Tower, 19 generations ago, and it was White Buffalo Calf woman, a spirit woman, who brought the pipe and taught the people how to smoke it, and all of the power of the pipe and how to smoke it in a sacred manner, telling them how the stem is the divine masculine and the bowl is the divine feminine. And so when we put them together in ceremony, it's like this is all of creation, all right here in our hand. It's the divine presence right here. And it opens a channel straight to Creator. That's how powerful it is. It's like no waiting, no lines, no filling out forms in triplicate. It's just boom. Whatever you think or pray or intend goes straight to source. And the smoke that we breathe out carries those prayers to Creator, right? This came to the Lakota people when they were nomadic, and so this was like a mobile church. Like they could carry church with them. They would be in church any place at any time, right? In fact, I go down to the river. The wintertime, it's a little bit more difficult to do it every day, but I try to get down there every day. If not, I'll do a ceremony in my living room, like a smokeless one, because I'm not supposed to smoke here. But I think of it as I'm going to church. You know, I get down to the river and I pull out my pipe and I do my ceremony. That's church. That is the most sacred space that I know of. And so they were able to carry that with them at any time. And it became the center of seven ceremonies that White Buffalo Calf woman taught them at that same time. It's like the pipe being the divine presence was the center of all those other ceremonies, like the Vision Quest and the Sweat Lodge, etc., etc. And so it is sacred, it is powerful, and I'm glad you're going to get the opportunity to feel the power of this ceremony. I was raised Catholic, graduated into paganism, finally finding my way into rediscovering shamanism. So my entire life has been like one big ceremony. And so I know the ins and the outs. And so this is hands down the most powerful ceremony that I have ever experienced. And it's just such an honor. It's again like the same as being a shaman. It's a vocation. It's like you don't decide to do this. It decides you're gonna do this. And then it's like a choiceless choice. You can choose yes or no, whether to answer the calling or not, but it's one of those choiceless choices, because if you don't choose to follow it, there's no telling what's going to happen. You know, your life can take some interesting plot twists, I'll put it that way. But I'm just so honored to be able to share this with other people. And you know, so it's over 2,000 years old, and it's so pertinent still, especially right now, because, like I said, it's the people would smoke it before every treaty, every decision, and it was really literally a way to bring the people together, right? Breathing the same air. We are all one. And ideally, it's we smoke the pipe to bring all nations together, to bring unity, to bring oneness to all nations. And that doesn't mean homogeny, right? That doesn't mean everyone's going to look like everyone else, because diversity is so important. And without diversity, we can't survive, you know. And that goes for the woodlands, for the desert, for Congress for society, right? The more diverse an ecosystem is, the stronger and healthier it is, the more resilient it is. When you have a lack of diversity, which is kind of part of what the environmental crisis is now, because of so many different things that have, died off, whether because of us or not, it's like it weakens the well-being of the natural world, and so things aren't as resilient to stand. Like a storm comes along, boom, and wipes out everything because there's no foundation, no diversity to help support that ecosystem. And it's the same. I'm not trying to be political, but politics is spiritual too, and the less diversity we have in government and society, the weaker we are, because we're a patchwork quilt, and we gain from each other, no matter what your traditions are, no matter who you are, what you believe. We're stronger together. And that is what we are needing right now to come out of this dark night of the soul that we're going through as a nation and as a world. We need that diversity, we need that connection, and we need that joy. And to me, I get so much joy just doing this ceremony. And it just lifts my spirits, and it's like, I was doing some readings the other night. On Monday nights, I do another video where I do single card readings for the first 6 people who come on with the medicine card deck. That deck works with the totem animals, and Hawk came up, the messenger of the gods, right? And it was like talking about like our spirit guides, for example. We all have ancestors, we all have angels, ascended masters, spirit guides, power animals. We all have help on the other side of the veil, and it's like we are at a ball game, right? And us mortals, are down on the ground floor, and so we're seeing things more two-dimensionally. And it reminded me, I went bowling with a friend a couple weeks ago, and it's like when you're bowling and you have those sorry, someone just texted me. Somebody's texting me about Sailor Moon, and I'm like, ooh, ba 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 ba. What was I saying? Oh, and so like when you're bowling, you've got 10 pins ahead of you, right? But you can only really see the front line. But they're all on the same plane, so looking at them straight on, you can't tell which ones are next to each other and that kind of thing, right? But if you get that Hawkeye view, like our guide sitting in the bleachers of the ballpark, they can see the entire three-dimensionality of the field. They can see that, even though looking like, so you've got, I'm not a sports person, but so say you've got like the second baseman, and you've got the right field person. From my perspective, looking out on the ball game, right? So you've got this person here that's closer to you, this person who's further away, or like if you're doing it by the camera, you got this one closer, this one further away. I'll do it that way so it's easier for you to. So it's like you've got the second baseman here, you got the right field person here, right? And from your perspective, these things could be like banging up against each other. There's no depth, right? Ooh, 3 dimensions. Ooh. But from the bleachers, the guys can see, that from their view, the second baseman is here, and the left fieldsman is here, and there's not really any danger of them banging into each other. But from our perspective, we see these things, and without the perspective, without the sense of depth, we see it linearly, and we see them as if they could, and that's how you get like forced perspective in a movie or a TV show or something, right? They can have the giant standing right here next to the camera, and and then like Xena is back here, right? Back here, but it's like she's human size, this is giant size, and they like she's looking up into the giant's eyes, so that it's like they're on the same plane. Does that make sense? So what I'm getting at, when we experience joy, when we do ceremony, when we do these things that lifts our spirits, we start to be able to see things from that bird eye view, where we can look down and we can see that things are not linear, that things are in different places. Things are all connected, but they're in different places, and there's much more space than it appears linearly, like down on the ground. And so like Hawk being the messenger of the gods, his job, like he flies up and he's looking for rabbits. He sees a rabbit, he comes down, gets the rabbit, goes back up. So he knows how to take the perspective of the sky and translate it into the language of the earth. And that's what joy does to us. Joy lifts us out of that two-dimensionality where everything is crowding us in, there's no space. And joy lifts us up and shows us that there's so much more space around us, around other things, and that there's more choices and opportunities than just this straight ahead, straight and narrow, right? And so even and especially in these times of suppression and oppression and scariness, don't abandon your joy. Because those who would control you, they want to clip your wings and keep you on the ground where everything is scary and two-dimensional and dualistic. It's like things banging against each other. But up here, there is no conflict. There's space, and nothing is running into each other, and it's much easier to navigate around things, right? And to avoid things, or to choose something else that this thing in front of you has been blocking your view of. You can't see it because it's being eclipsed by whatever this thing is in front of your eyes. And from up here, all of a sudden you see, oh wait, there's that thing back over there, right? So always move toward joy. And like I said, especially in times like this, because joy in itself is a revolution. Joy in itself is saying, you are not the boss of me, right? It's like truly, as beings of spirit, as spirits having a human experience rather than humans having a spiritual experience. Our source is source, creator, goddess, God, whatever you want to call that. But that is your only source of well-being, of abundance, whether it's financial or friendships or family or whatever it is, right? And the people who would control you depend on you staying in fear, staying not, I was going to say grounded, but not in a good way. Staying, is there another word I'm looking for? They want to take your power. They want you to forget about your power. And it's so much easier to control you when you're down here where it looks like resources are scarce and that we have to fight each other for these resources to get what's coming to us, when each of us individually realizes that we are co-creators of our individual lives, and the only source of that abundance and that freedom is Creator, There's nothing anyone else can do to you. There's nothing anyone else can, you can't get caught into scandals. They can't catch you in scandals. They can't catch you when you're transparent and authentic and living from source. You know, even if you do run into problems or challenges, there's always a solution. There's always, like Dr. Wayne Dyer said, no one knows enough to be a pessimist, because there are always so many more variables than our conscious mind could ever be aware of. And the universe is the great GPS system, right? You tell the universe where you want to go, who you want to be, what do you want, and that's like putting in your destination. And then the universe gives you these breadcrumbs. Like if you were here earlier and I was talking about the Wolverine hide I got, and how then I got my drum and realized that the Wolverine hide was like the perfect custom fit size to make a drum bag for my drum, right? It's like following those breadcrumbs. Just like, okay, go for a mile and turn left. Go for 3 miles and turn right. That's how the universe works. It's not going to give you the entire journey all at once. But when you can connect to spirit, open up to receiving that guidance, knowing that that is your source, rather than asking every single person along the way how to get where you're going, you're never going to get there. Because everybody else is going to have different directions, or they might misunderstand you and send you in a whole wild goose chase or whatever. Your source of getting to where you're going, to becoming who you were born to become in this life, is source, nothing else. And there is nothing, listen to this, there is nothing between you and source. In fact, you are source in a physical body, okay? You don't need any intermediaries. You don't need to, I was raised Catholic, and we had, the intercession of the saints. We couldn't pray to God directly because God was too busy. And so we had to talk to different saints. It was like there's an encyclopedia of saints, which is really funny as I became a shaman and realized that, like, I do the same thing with my power animals, right? I've got a different animal totems, and power animals have different gifts and energies. And so for certain things, you go to certain animals. Like when I was raised Catholic, you wanted certain things, you went to certain saints to intercede for you with God. But you are divine, and there is nothing between you and source. There might be, because of the way we are raised, etc., there might be belief systems and, worthiness and adequacy issues, different things like that might be standing in our way. But those are all, there is nothing there that is beyond you, because those on some level are illusions. And it's just a matter of, like it's so easy. Yeah, boom, I'm ascended, right? But all of those beliefs, all of those things are simply thought, and they are transmutable, every single one of them. There is nothing that cannot be transmuted, transformed, healed. Because in essence, you are already whole. You are already a high frequency being of light and love. And you are eternal. You can die in this world, but your soul is eternal. It has been here before time began. It will be here after time ends. There is nothing that can destroy you. the ultimate, the essential, who you truly, truly are. You know, and when we leave this plane, you know, we wake up. We wake up and it's like, oh, that lifetime, oh, that was just a dream. We were just playing in the sandbox. We thought that was real, but look, it wasn't. And I had an aunt, one of my favorite aunts, who died a number of years ago. And the day after she died, I kept kind of checking in to see how she was doing, if she was all right. And every single time I tried to check in with her, all I could hear was laughter. She was like, for an entire day, she never stopped laughing. And I kept hearing her saying, oh my God, I can't believe I thought that was real. Oh my God, I can't believe I thought that was true. And it's like there's so many spiritual traditions that talk about dying to live, right? I mean, Christianity, born again, right? You die of your old self in order to live again. And what that actually means is living. This goes back to what I was saying about like our spirit guides living in the bleachers watching the same ball game, or like when we can get that bird's eye view. Heaven, earth. And we can live from that place of heaven, be open to intuition, to visions, whatever guidance from heaven up here. That's dying to live. It's like you're seeing, then you're living your physical life from the place of eternity. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to people. I just got on this little rampage and tangent, but I hope that makes sense, and I hope that helps some people, because no matter how dark or horrible things get, everything is still okay. Not necessarily in you know, it's not like, you know, help, I'm being repressed, see the violence inherent in the system. Like, it's not, none of that makes it okay to harm others, okay? Just because this world may be an illusion, just because it's all a dream, that doesn't give anybody the right to harm anybody else. And in finding our own path to enlightenment, to awakening, right? We lift those around us. Someone who is awakened and whole doesn't harm anyone else. It's not a choice. It's not, you know, we have so many, God. I'll finish with this because otherwise I'm going to run out of time and not get to the ceremony. Our mythologies are so important. And right now, our society, whether it's, you know, a Christian nation or not, the wide majority of people live from a mythology, the Judeo-Christian mythology of being born into sin, being tainted from birth, and having to redeem ourselves through our life in order to be saved, right? And so we're shackled from our first breath, and we live in that way. And so we live in this power struggle and trying to redeem ourselves and trying, you know, living and growing with the fundamental belief in the back of our minds that there is something wrong with us, that we don't deserve happiness or joy or divinity. And it's because of that fundamental mythology that we are taught. So we need to change our mythologies. We need to rewrite our mythology to a place of like, there's a a former monk. His name was Matthew Fox, and he actually got excommunicated because he started, instead of original sin, he started preaching original grace. And if we could start living from the place that we were born in grace, that we are not a mistake, that we are not tainted by the mistakes of our ancestors, that we are each a beautiful, sanctified being of light. And we can start doing the namaste, the divine in me sees the divine in you, and supporting each other in our wholeness and our divineness, because our mythologies tell us that. Think about what a different world that would be if we had a different creation myth. Just something to think about. And that's one. I am actually in the future this summer. Hopefully, I have a class I teach about personal mythology, and that is like one of the very first assignments is to write your own creation myth. And so, if that sounds cool to you or that lights you up, do it. Write your own creation myth. Figure out who is creator. What is your relationship, right? Because all the other mythologies from this land, mostly, not all of them, mostly, about this old bearded guy in the sky, and not a lot of people can relate to that, right? And so it becomes that almost narcissistic father figure who you're trying to please your entire life, and if you do wrong, you're going to hell because he knows best, right? Probably just opened a whole nother can of worms, but anyway, but if you can rewrite your creation myth as like maybe God has planted you in the soil of the earth to blossom like a flower, to come out of the earth rather than being brought into the world, or whatever it is. If you look at I've got a couple of blogs. My one blog is goldenthreadroad.blogspot.com. And if you go to that, you're doing the search thing, and you put in swan, it'll pull up my creation myth that I wrote many years ago about, rather than, the old man in the sky, it was the swan mother who felt so much love. She was like this ball of energy, and she felt so much love growing in her that she had to raise and unfold her neck, and she had to unfold her wings, and in doing that, she created the vastness of space. And it was that love that created every world and every star, and that the universe was born from love, not from pain and sin. So look it up. I'll put the link to that in the comments after I'm done here. So, and now I am going to do ceremony, because I've pretty much skirted myself up to the very edge of the window of opportunity. So, just to give you a quick run through, the first thing I'm going to do is light some sage, and I've got some sweetgrass too here, and I'm going to smudge everything on my altar. Then I'm going to take my pipe and say a prayer asking permission to smoke in this place at this time. And by the way, I mentioned earlier, like, I'm in my apartment, and I'm not allowed to smoke here. So this is going to be a smokeless ceremony. I'm not actually going to light the tobacco, but I am still going to, at one point you'll see me, after, I ask permission, then I'm going to take 4 pinches of tobacco and put them into the bowl, and you will hear those prayers and such. So I'm going to be using the tobacco, but I'm not going to be lighting the tobacco. But I have done this as powerful without the flame as it is with it. And the bonus feature that comes from doing it this way is that when we're done here tonight, I'm going to take a little sage and make a little plug for my bowl to keep the prayers in. And then tomorrow I will go back down to the river, and I will do a ceremony again where I get to light the the tobacco smoke, and release those prayers. And so everything you pray, all the energy you put into this tonight, it's like a twofer. You're going to get double your prayers, double your intentions. But anyway, so I'll fill the pipe. Once I have the pipe filled, I have a song that my spirit guides taught me to sing before each ceremony, so I will do that. Then I'm still, even though I'm not lighting it, I'm going to act as though it's lit. I'm still going to draw in the breath through my pipe and blow breath blessings, breath prayers. And so the next thing you'll see me doing, when I'm doing filling the pipe, that part is out loud, so you'll hear those prayers. But then when I start actually smoking the pipe, I'm going to take a drag off the pipe, and then I'm going to offer it and blow a breath blessing, and I'll do that into the 4 directions, to Father Sky, to Mother Earth, in a circle for all our relations, and then straight up for Creator. And I'm going to pause for a moment with the stem to my forehead and the bowl to my heart. Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, mental, emotional, heart, whatever, for a couple of prayers. And then I'm going to come back, and at that point I normally would relight the pipe, but I don't need to light it, but I will take a great big puff, even though there's no smoke involved, and I'm going to blow it straight at my camera. And that is your opportunity to say your biggest, bestest prayers, to set your biggest, bestest intentions, because that breath is what it comes from me, from the pipe, through the camera, and by the magic of the holographic universe and the internet comes out whatever device you're watching this on to your heart, and frees your heart, opens your heart, and carries those prayers to Creator. So then I will continue. I've got some other prayers and intentions to pray for, so I'll continue to kind of smoke the pipe for a little bit and send out some other prayers and intentions from myself and from other people that have asked me to pray for them. And if you ever have anything that you want help praying for, or you want to boost your prayers, let me know, because I do this ceremony almost every day, as close to every day as I possibly can. And I have a little booklet that I write intentions in for people. And so once you give me that intention, it will go in that book, and that book sits on my altar, and those prayers get constantly sent. And so you get a greater prayer support for whatever it is. And you don't even have to tell me. You can just say, pray for me, and I'll put your name down. Or you can say what it is, like my mother is sick, or whatever it is. And I will write it down, and I will send prayers for the highest benefit to all beings. Okay? So, then once I'm done smoking and it feels complete, I will raise my pipe again, say another prayer, and then I will sing a song. And at the end of the song, I will take my pipe apart, and that will be the end of the ceremony, and that'll be probably the end of our video, because we're coming up on time already. I do get a little bit loquacious at times. But I hope you'll stick around and open your heart. It's my prayer that others can feel the power and the magic of this ceremony. It's unlike anything else I've ever experienced. So, and then we'll talk a little bit after, as you know, I'll need to drum and release the spirits and make any announcements I might have. So, and once again, thank you for joining me. It is such an honor to share this with you, such an honor to have the support of your watching, your participating, support of your energy. So thank you for that, all right? Okay. And I can smudge, so I can light that, but I just can't smoke my pipe. All right. At least I think I can smudge. I haven't got kicked out yet. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May the beauty of the fire lift your spirits higher. May the beauty of the earth fill your heart with mirth. May the beauty of the rain wash away your pain. May the beauty of the sky make your mind to fly. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May the beauty of the fire lift your spirits higher. May the beauty of the earth fill your heart with mirth. May the beauty of the rain wash away your pain. May the beauty of the sky make your mind to fly. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. Oh. Grandmother, grandfather, eagle, we send a voice. We ask permission to smoke in this place at this time. All my guides and guardians, watch over us as we smoke. Creator, Earth Mother, Tawabin, Shanadisi, Majikiwas, and Waboose, there is always room for you in my pipe. Creator, Earth Mother, for the two-legged, the four-legged, the winged, the crawlers and the swimmers, all our relations come smoke with us. Grandmother Moon, Grandmother Ocean, to the energy of birth, growth, maturity, the spirit realm and our ancestors, may all the passages of our lives be in harmony and grace. Creator, Earth Mother, to eagle, coyote, bear, white buffalo calf woman, bringer of the pipe and the law of good relations to the people. Okane, bayama, okane, bayama, okane, bayama, okane. Okane, bayama, okane, bayama, okane, bayama, okane. Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane. Grandmother, Grandfather Eagle, we send another voice. We thank you for our lives. We thank you for this big, beautiful, wonderful world. Thank you for giving us the eyes to see that, the hearts to feel that, the soul to recognize the love and the goodness of each soul. Thank you for the heralds of hope and allowing us to be those, lifting each other, aiding each other, seeing the divine within each other, especially ourselves, moving toward a healthier, wholer, more love-filled world. Aho. Ihi la ihi o. Ihi la ihi o. Ihi la ihi o. Ihi, ihi, Ihila ihio. Ihila ihio. Ihila ihio. Oh. Oofda. Wow. Oof. I just hope and pray you're able to receive at least a fraction of what I get out of this. Holy crap. Anyway. So I am going to take some sage. Like I said. Make a little plug. The top of my bowl to help keep the prayers in, and then tomorrow I will smoke the pipe, actually smoke it, and release all those prayers and all those intentions again. So, double your pleasure, double your fun. I thank you for watching. I thank you for your support of watching. Please share my video. I am making a concerted effort to expand my audience, to expand my voice. And so I need your help in that. And you would do me a kindness by sharing my video and hopefully, you know, being a mutual benefit and benefiting whoever you shared this with. So if you found something worthwhile, please share this video. And if you want to support me in more than just sharing the video, I have my PayPal and my Venmo links pinned to the top of the comments, and anything you wish to give me to support your friendly neighborhood shaman is so beyond grateful for. This is my day job, and so whatever, every little bit comes in helps. It supports me, it supports my work, it supports me in teaching classes and taking classes. It all goes to helping you. So thank you for that. And once we're done here in a minute, I'm going to share this video to my Facebook page so you can watch it over again. If you want to take part in the ceremony again, and you can watch as many times as you want. I am in the process of fixing my laptop. It's not accepting, I can't get into it at the moment. And it's easier to upload these to my YouTube channel from my laptop than my phone. My phone doesn't really let me do that. And so there's a few weeks where I haven't been able to upload these particular most recent videos to my YouTube channel. But like I said, I started doing this at the beginning of the pandemic. So I have like 5+ years worth of these kind of ceremonies and readings and etc. So please check out my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like my videos. That helps more people find them. And it's there as a free resource. If you need sacred space, if you need a reading, you can pull up one of those readings and just choose a number. And I promise that Spirit has this amazing ability to weave whatever answer you need into whatever answer was given. So anything else, keep watching my Facebook page and my website, perchingwolfstudios.net. You can learn more about me. You can see the different shamanic services I offer, and you can set up an appointment with me right from my website. So you need readings or healings or teachings, oh my. And I'm going to have some more, after losing my office back just before Christmas, I've got some, I'm working some things out with some people to be able to do classes and healings and readings, etc. in person again. Thank you, guys. And so keep watching. There'll be more news, but everything I do can be done through Zoom. And so any like teachings or readings or healings, I can do those long distance. And it is my utmost joy to help others find their way. That's my job. So I think that is it for now. Thank you again for joining, and I hope you come back next week, invite your friends, and know that until I see you again, I love you, I see you, and I honor you. Have a wonderful week, everyone, and go shining. All right.